When a new baby is coming to a family, the mum and the dad think about what name they could give to their baby. Of course, the first question is it going to be a boy or is it going to be a girl? But often they might get ready to have a name for whichever one comes. And there are so many different names that they could choose from. It would be interesting to find out how many different names there are here this afternoon. Names go all the way through the alphabet. In the Bible, we've got names from Abraham, beginning with A, to Zechariah, beginning with Z. Anybody here whose name begins with A today? Your name begins with A. One here? Yes, what's your name?
Adam.
Adam. Well done, Adam. Thank you. Let's stay there. Thank you. Yeah, and what's yours?
Alfie.
Alfie. Right, some A names. Anybody here whose name begins with Z? No Zs. Okay. Let's go back through the alphabet before Z. Y. Anyone whose name begins with Y? Yes, who's that? Yolanda. Okay, so you're at the end of the alphabet for us today. Good. And sometimes the mum and the dad will think, we want to remember somebody else in the family and give the new baby the same name as them. So sometimes you might get the same name as your father or your grandfather or some uncle. Anybody here who's got the same name as their father? Yes, what's your name?
I've got the name Peter. It isn't the same as my father's, but it's the same as my father's surname, because it's David Peter Whiteley, and my name's Peter.
Okay, so you've inherited a name there. Yes, and yours?
My second name is Caleb. My father's first name was Caleb.
Okay, now that's a tradition in my family as well, that my second name is Dennis, and that's my father's first name. And it's gone on like that for many generations. Okay, that's enough about our names for the moment. Oh, and then there's names that have meanings. You can look up in various books and on websites to find out the meaning of a name. Anybody here called Stephen? Any Stephens? Yes, we've got a Stephen over there. Do you know what your name means? No. Right, the name Stephen comes from the crown of leaves called a Stephanos that they used to give out at the Olympic Games. So the name Stephen means winner. Yeah? So you're a winner, lad. Yeah? That's a good name to have. Now, Jesus got lots of different names. And I want to talk a little bit about what 3 of his names meant. Mary and Joseph didn't get to choose the names of Jesus. They had angels tell them what his names would be. So we'll take Jesus first. Let's have a couple of volunteers from the front row here, please. 1, 2. Thank you. Come out front, please. And one of you stand here and unroll it as fast as we can see the word Jesus. Okay, and you hold it around the back here so they can all see. Right, the word Jesus. Jesus is from an old Hebrew name, Yeshua. In English, we sometimes have the name Joshua. Any Joshuas here today? Got a Joshua, good. Do you know what it means? No. In Hebrew, Yeshua means God saves. And the angel told Mary that she could call her baby Jesus because he was coming to save people from the bad things in the world and the bad things in their lives. Jesus came to be a peacemaker who would help us get right with God. So Jesus means God saves. Unroll. There we are. God saves. Hold it up nice and tight so they can read it. That's it. Jesus means God saves. Thank you. You move to the back a bit now. So that's the name Jesus. And then the other one, lots of people think that Christ is a surname, but it's actually a title. It means something. Let's have 2 volunteers from this side. Whoa, start from this end. You and you. Okay then. So you come and hold this one up. Someone at that end. Now this one's a complicated one. Christ is a Greek word that means the same thing as a Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is Messiah. And the origin of the word Messiah means someone who's had oil poured on their head. Sounds a very funny thing to do, unless you're dyeing your hair or something. But that's what they used to do for their kings and their prophets in ancient Israel. And it was a sign of being chosen by God, the very special person that God had chosen. So the real meaning of Christ is chosen one, the chosen person. Can you unroll that so they can see all the words? Now, while you're unrolling that, you hold your one higher. Just going to check that you remember this. What does Jesus mean? God saves. Good. And what does Christ mean? Chosen one. Right. And one more. And this is a long name. Oh, yeah, we'll have two volunteers from this row. Come on, have the two near the end. Yes, please, for you and you. Yeah, come on. And there's no room up there, so you have to do it down here, but you have to hold it up high. So you hold that end, and we'll unroll. Keep going. Emma. No, it's a bit more than Emma. Emmanuel. Okay, stop there. Emmanuel, long name. We've had that in one of the hymns so far. And again, this is a Hebrew word. It means God with us. Because we believe that God was in Jesus in a very special way. It was like God coming to live with human beings. So Emmanuel, sometimes it's spelt with an I, sometimes with an E. Emmanuel means God with us. Go on, unroll. While you're unrolling, we'll just check. What does Jesus mean? God saves. What does Christ mean? Chosen one. And what does Emmanuel mean? With us. Well done. I hope you remember that by the end of the service. Okay, can you just put them down now, please, and go back to your places? 3 special names for a very special baby born at Christmas. So if you look back at the hymn we just sang, at the very end it says, Our Lord Emmanuel. And Emmanuel means God with us. Well done. So now we're going to sing the next carol on the sheet, Away in a Manger.